it is what it is. Like he ain't lying about that, man. Like wearing the dress, man. All them niggas wore the dresses, bro. I didn't see Cat Williams wearing no dress, but that was I get on this one. What was heavy, what he said though, was when he talked about Ricky Smiley.
Yes,
Ricky Smiley he has a church audience. I always thought Ricky Smiley was
gay. Always has.
Yeah, I thought Ricky Smiley was homosexual. I did. I thought he was a gay Q dog.
I still think he might be.
Yeah, I thought Ricky Smiley was a gay Q dog. He has very feminine tendencies. Yeah, he was raised by his grandmother and all that. I get it. But Ricky Smiley, man, this cat, I think he's a Q dog and so is Steve Harvey. That's why they're so tight. But what gets me is Cat Williams says something that on the movie set of Ice Cube's movie, and Ice Cube, you need to say something about this, man. Money Mike was in the bathroom. I mean, he was like, hold on, working with a monster. And oh boy, what's the nigga name? OG Terry Crews comes in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he was like, I am a boy, Damon. So original script, he said Cat Williams is supposed to get raped in the bathroom. But of course, he grabs the pliers and gets Terry Crews by the nuts and carries him outside, and then the movie goes on.
Yeah.
That's crazy to have that in the script. As much as these women are talking about, oh, sexual assault. We live in an age. What rape is not funny.
But you know what? You right, Kowal. But I gotta say this. If I could just piggyback what you're saying, because it's heavy. You gotta remember how the movie, like, almost set up Money Mike.
It did.
It makes sense in the script. Again, I don't agree with it, and I'm glad they didn't do it. And I'm glad that Cat Williams fought against it. But the movie made Money Mike like a villain. In a way,
it made Money. They called him micro mini pimp. Like he was talking crazy to the women.
Made him like you're not really. He's funny, but you're not supposed to like him because remember, Ice Cube likes Donna,
right?
And he's mistreating her. You know what I'm saying? You can lead a hold of water, but you can't make a thing.
Right.
He's doing all this kind of stuff. So
right.
It would in the course of the film, it would make sense for a character like that to have something horrible happen, like he gets raped or some horrible thing happen.
Well, how about just knocking him out, punching him? You see, you throw the sexual assault in there. Now it becomes diabolical, and Cat Williams makes more sense because it fits the narrative of what Dave Chappelle said about the script being rewritten when they asked him to put the dress on and Blue Streak and sneak out the jail with Martin Lawrence. And he said, "Why can't just sneak out the jail without being a prostitute? Why does Martin have to sneak me out the jail and as a female prostitute when I'm not wearing a dress?" And they said, "Okay, here's another script." Right. So you mean to tell me that Cat Williams is supposed to get raped in this movie? That's not funny.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
It's not. And for him to say that, it just sheds light on how disgusting Hollywood is, man. Like there's some truth to how many times we got to keep hearing it. Everybody thinks that just because Corey Holcomb talks about it, you got to sacrifice your butthole to be in Hollywood. He makes jokes about it, and everybody laughs, and he's dead ass serious. And at this point, I'm starting to believe it a little bit. I'm starting to believe it a little bit in a sense where you have to really shame yourself to be in good graces with Esau, man, the devil. So when they say sign your life to the devil, you probably bent over some couch, man. Ain't no telling.
The sister said Hollywood is happy gay. Hollywood is happy gay. Like, with Hollywood is like nothing is safe. Nothing is sacred in Hollywood. It seems like nothing is sacred. You can steal jokes, you can steal scripts, you can steal music, you can steal all of these different things. You know what I mean? And it really is that Hollywood is just dangerous for a black man to be in. And the worst part about it, because if Cat Williams has receipts for that, then maybe he has receipts for the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he does.
He said that Harvey Weinstein tried to blow him. Pause.
Yeah. That's the same cat that fondled Terry Crews, though.
Right.
He grabbed Terry Crews by the genitals. Of course he ain't lying about that.
Terry Crews didn't say nothing.
Nah.
Years later.
Yeah. Because he didn't get paid enough.
He allowed himself to be fondled.
Yeah.
And think about how many movies Terry Crews has. And again, I'm not trying to just down the brother, but you got to keep it real. Terry Crews was gay in Friday After Next. He was loving on. Remember at the end of White Chicks, he was not upset that it was not that it was a man.
It was a tranny. He didn't care. He still took the part.
He was only mad that Marlon was black.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Once you open that door and start playing these roles, Hollywood gonna play with you. And the crazy part, I was in Korea. I spent a year in Korea. Terry Crews went on some kind of sexual assault world tour, and this nigga came to Camp Humphreys in Korea with his wife, and it was talking to soldiers about sexual assault and speaking up. After he done played all these roles, Money Mike, nigga trying to rape Money Mike, and getting found about Weinstein, and then he's having sex or trying to have sex with Marlon Wayans, who's in White Chicks playing drag.
mm-hmm.
Now you want to talk to us about sexual assault? Nigga, your whole career is gay.
It is.
Except for Everybody Hates Chris.
He was the same one. He was the same one in Friday After Next when Tupac was on the screen. He was, fondling himself.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, Tupac.
Yeah, getting all excited because of Tupac. You couldn't pay me no amount of money to sit in my boxes and say no nonsense like that because I'm not into that. There's limits to these things. There's levels to these things. And a lot of these cats, they will go there with it. But some cats will not do it.
You didn't have Debo was don't give me that angle. Well, he was in jail. Nigga, Debo was in jail. Debo didn't do no gay shit. Debo was having sex with the crackhead. Keisha borrowed a car.
Yeah, Felicia.
Debo was a street nigga that was the jail cat, right? Even in part 2, when Sticky Fingers was his cousin or whatever.
Yeah.
But don't tell me Money Mike had to be a gay jail thug, triple OG. He didn't have to be.
Right, he didn't.
He could have been Debo reincarnated or something and just terrorized the block.
That's a fact.
But he fit the gay role. He said yes to it. And Ice Cube, you know better than that, man. Come on, man. You know better. You're the one who spoke about the fake Jews finessing you in a rap contract and about them being, conniving, and you got played by the fake Jews. You allowed this crap to hit the Hollywood screen. Right. We all laughed at it like it was funny. Now it ain't so goddamn funny when Cat Williams is talking that shit.
Now, Cat Williams what he's talking about, and I want to get Cat and y'all mind before we head out. What are y'all thinking that? I mean, it's I'm gonna keep it real. Cool. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. And y'all may not like what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna keep it 100% because I understand a few things in this part. In terms of American comedy, now we know the scriptures say, "Envy thou not the oppressor." So of course, I understand that a man putting on a dress is effeminate and wrong, and it should never happen. But in terms of, in Hollywood or just in the acting realm, people think, well, they just want to put a black man in a dress. That's not true to a degree. White men put on dresses. Dustin Hoffman put on a dress.
Right.
What's the one?
Robin Williams, Miss Doubtfire.
Robin Williams put on a dress. What's the other white man from back in the 50s and the 60s?
Not Clint Eastwood.
Tony Curtis. Curtis put on a dress. That's very common for them because in their Americanized form of comedy, a man in a dress is hilarious. And so if we look at all of our comedians, a lot of them look at Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy got his start. He didn't kind of go through the ringer like a lot of black comedians. Eddie Murphy wasn't on Comic View and so on. Eddie Murphy he did local stuff around New York, New Jersey, and he ended up on SNL. SNL is white people stuff. And that's how he got his big break. Was Johnny Carson. Then he got on SNL. He's on SNL. And before you know it, guess what? Eddie Murphy done put on a dress. Chris Rock has put on a dress. Jamie Foxx put on a dress. Martin Lawrence has put on a dress.
Marlon Wayans.
John
Wayans.
David Wayans. It's like it's almost every comedian ever has put on a dress at some point. Even then they kind of show that even Dave Chappelle kind of did put on a dress when he was in whatchamacallit? Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think he did. He kind of wore a kind of there was a part where they had to dress up as women. So he kind of put on a kind of dress type thing. That's his, and I'm not excusing it. But so many of our comedians have done it because so many of their comedians have done it, and we're doing what? We're envying the oppressor. So my question I'm putting out there is, at what point, and this is right up your alley, Kowal, pause. You always kind of like talk about how I say it, like a lot of these things we do, whether it be sports or whatever, it's entertainment for the oppressor. Not saying that there's something wrong with a brother playing basketball, or playing football, or a brother being an actor, or brother, but you got to remember why it's happening. What's the point? The point is that it's entertainment for them. You play basketball. LeBron James is a great athlete. He's one of the greatest of all time. But let's make no mistake about it. The only reason why we know LeBron James' name is because he makes money for them. The only reason why we know Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan is because they make money for them. It is not our culture to be in a coliseum, as you said earlier, y'all. Let me add you back in. It is not our culture to be in a coliseum entertaining. No one in the scriptures have ever seen that.